monsters out your window. No, you can't sleep, you pretend though. You don't have to play the hero. Cause I got you like you got me. When the earth shakes, when the bombs scream, until our last breath, every heartbeat. When we feel the chaos is rising, a little charge up. When your nightmares turn to real life and the ground's filled up with landmines, we will face it standing side by side. When we feel the chaos is rising, a little charge up. I'm going to war, then I'm going with you. Pick up my sword, yeah, there's nothing to do. Found it, the chaos is rising, leading the charge, I'm coming back. Swear on the breath that I breathe, I'll never drink happy around me.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony until one day a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You hate your fury and kept it in. It's time now you ignite and turn to embers. Like a bird, you burst in a fire burn. Thirst and desire, you transform right on in a flash. You spread your wings to right from the ashes. You burst in a fire burn. Thirst and desire, you transform right on in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Let you drown, but you don't know. You show your Phoenix.
Get ready for verse 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You see the truth behind the veil. and you know that they're just looking for attention. Don't let the ruthlessness prevail. Over time, not like you're fired for attention. You burst in a fire, burn. Thirst and desire, you transform right on in a flash. You spread your wings to right from the action. You burst in a fire, burn. Thirst and desire, you transform right on in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the action. You get up and let you drown, but you don't stop. You feel you're a phoenix. You burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and a fire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to right from the ashes. You burst in a fire, burn. A thirst and a fire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to right from the ashes.
You coming to me, firelight in the sky. Feel the ground shaking underneath, trying to take me. Stop me now. I'ma find my way through the blood and pain. Came survival anytime. No, I got no.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Valhallan Camp Hill live stream. But this is a little bit of a special one, just like last night. We have a returning guest, so I'll let you introduce yourself.
Thank you, Christian. Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Coach Harrison of the Somerset of Valhallan location. I've just come out to just see how these guys play.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to watch the match.
Well, Harrison, it's a pleasure to have you up here in the booth with me. Very excited to see some Valorant knowledge and stuff. I know you said you're a little bit of a player yourself, and
A little.
hopefully we get to see our team have a good game and maybe leave an impression on you.
Absolutely. I was talking with the players beforehand. They seemed locked in. They seemed ready to go. They were talking strats and everything. So I think it'll be a great game.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I don't know how much you've tested or anything like that, how much Valorant you really know, you know. But hey man, I don't typically get casters up here, so I'm just happy to have anyone up here with me at this point.
No, my casting experience isn't that great. I think yesterday might have been the first time I've done something so professional.
Okay.
But I did, in high school, cast a lot of Super Smash Bros. For the friends and everything like that.
Absolutely. Well, we are gonna get started here, and we are on bind. We have the team comp and everything, so Harris, I'm going to ask you first. Is there anything team comp wise that you're seeing here that really kind of catches you off guard?
A lot of double duelists. A lot of times when I'm watching VCT or higher level play, a lot of times you're seeing double controller, double initiator, but not a lot of times double duelist. So we'll see how that sort of turns out for us. We still have 2 flashes, but the engage and sort of finding out where the enemies are, if they're going to be hiding in corners or anything, is going to be a little lacking with this comp.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a map like Bind here, I feel like that's pretty crucial. There's a lot of corners in this map, a lot of areas you can play. And looking at Esporterz team here, I'm going to ask you again, is there any picks that are really surprising you coming out from Esporterz?
I think the Fade pick is thinking about it, I think the Fade pick could go one way or another. I think on defense, if they're shooting the blind or the haunt every time ability, it's going to be very difficult for the Fade. But if they're able to really get that, the sights on Bind are very wide, so you're able to really get a lot of value out of it if it's not broken before it sort of sees everyone.
Yes, absolutely.
But
and like you were just saying here, we're actually seeing the double initiator pick out of Esporterz, so maybe
a little more standard.
A little more standard what you're used to seeing. I think you'll find very quickly that Valhallan Campo is in a very aggressive team comp. So
absolutely, I did hear some strats, and it was even on defense, just push sometimes.
Yes. Well, Harrison, unfortunately the people at home didn't get to see it, but I'll talk to you. So we have some traditions. That's the word I was looking for. Heebie-jeebie. With the Valorant team. Typically they like to wave up here. They like to have me waving back on camera. Sometimes they're goofy and they like to look up here. So a lot of these kids or students I'm pretty close with. Some of them I've had as previous students of mine. So really just building that connection, I feel like is one of the best things that realistically as a coach, whether you're a head coach or just a coach for the game or the arena manager, whatever it is that you can do. So
absolutely. I mean, being a coach is bringing the best out of your players, and if you can just bring the morale from just being in the same arena, not even coaching them, but just commentating and then seeing that's a very important factor.
All right, well, here we go. And we're going to 5-stack showers here early.
I did hear talk of this, of 5-stacking showers and going in. They get the pick onto the Fade, a pretty big opening. They see Raze on site. We should be, traditionally, Cyphers like to play B, so this site should be fairly open right now. Lamps not cleared yet, though.
No, and it looks like actually Evan is going to make his way in there potentially. Actually, he does hold. And a little different, we're not seeing the duelists here. I would have thought with the duelists we would have for sure seen them lead site, but we're actually seeing the Breach lead on the site, so.
Yeah, that was very interesting. I think we saw a Skydog out from Avents, or I haven't. Two brilliant shots by Breach.
Absolutely. Evan finds a quick 2 and a good stun.
And a third. Very well done.
I would say Evan secures 4 for the round, and that's a great way for Valhallan Campo to start this game and really set the tone for what they want this game to be.
Absolutely. Pistol rounds are the most crucial in Valorant. When you can stack that money and make your opponents not have any money, you're going to just eventually have better guns the whole game.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and honestly, you took the question right out of my mouth. I was about to ask you how important it is to win those first couple rounds, and you answered it already. So it looks like here we could see another 5-stack, potentially long B here.
Looks like, especially with that single Sentinel, I think the aggression from Camp Hill will be very good. But we do have to watch out. There seems to be a Sky here, and Cypher again normally likes to set up B, so we'll see if they'll be able to break through that.
No trips yet though, which is kind of surprising. There's the Cypher.
Cypher, but no trips. Perhaps a trip was in Hookah, but we completely circumvented that. If it was the case, we'll never know. A great pick from Sham onto the Sky. Jammers takes down Fade. Jammers takes down another one in Hookah.
Finds 2. Looks like it could be flank here. Little Ben's got a great angle with that Guardian.
Absolutely, but Evan thirsting for those kills.
Yes, yes, he sure was. And he's going to fall. And Atlee going to pick up the final kill of the round.
But another one went down that is still tough. Again, you do want to keep your weapons and items here, so taking those meaningless deaths when you win the round is might bite us later in the
absolutely.
or in the match.
And this was a game that, you know, especially looking rank-wise and everything, really could go either way. So, talk to me a little bit. Maybe you have an inside scoop. You probably watch a lot more Valorant than I do, but about morale, and especially when you start to get into these kind of early mid rounds, you know, the 3, the 4, the 5, how important it is to kind of make sure that you're at least stealing one round off of the opposition.
Oh, absolutely. Morale is one of the most important parts of Valorant besides the communication aspect. I mean, you have to have confidence in every gunfight that you go into, and once you start getting, you know, down and losing more and more rounds, that morale is much harder to bring back than, you know, if you've taken a few rounds here or there. But another 5-stack push into showers. This time, though, doesn't go as well. Esporterz were very ready for it with the smoke, with the Brim Molly down, preventing any entry onto that A site.
I'd say, and the Fade Dog came out as well, so.
All right, a lot of util used, though, by both sides.
Looks like we could see maybe a full rotate here.
Also keep in mind that because last round we did win, the enemy team is going to have those full guns, Vandals, and assault rifles, while we are on what's called a half buy, where we're not fully kitted out with all of the best guns.
And it looks like we are going to see the full rotate, potentially the long push here, which I would anticipate that the Cypher maybe would have been a little bit more aware of that, predicted it this time, so potentially we're going to see a trip, but...
Possibly. Normally you can try to get these early rotates out, but because Esporterz already got a pick, as the Cypher player, generally if I see that, I'm going to stay on my site.
Yes, absolutely.
And that was the case. He was much deeper and closer onto site than expected. Takes down Thunder, but gets traded. Oh,
great trades. A little bit in Atlee popping off.
Ooh, a great shot, a great headshot by Ben on that right onto that fade. And right now, I mean, it was great rotate. Cypher did have them and get the pick, but the duelist just took both of those cross angles as they were coming from B spawn, and just nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that round, I feel like Esporterz did everything right, and they still just got a little unlucky. Unfortunately, Valorant's a game where you got to win your gunfights, and for Esporterz, they just didn't fall that time.
Absolutely, and I do think, to that point as well, I think the fight that happened in showers earlier that round really used up their util.
Yes.
So they weren't really able to fight back against them, and it was just gun skill versus gun skill, and our duelist took it.
Yep. And potentially here a slow push. I'm going to make a bold prediction here, and we're going to slow 5-stack showers.
3, 2, 1.
Very interested to see if they're able to get a pick early, maybe catching someone out from showers for that wait time, but I think they're just in their opponent's head right now.
Yeah. And there's the ult as well.
I mean, does Ben miss?
You know, he's pretty good. He is pretty good. He is able to get out of that grenade.
All right, once again, the 5-stacking showers it has sort of been working with the first pick, but they keep getting blocked off by a single smoke from Brim. Makes it very difficult to entry onto that site. However, I will say with double duels, you do have that avenue of Reyna eyeing in, blinding the team, and just Raze following up behind that as well.
Yeah.
Even to push through that smoke. And
I'm saying, it looks like we have a little bit of split here. We haven't seen this yet. A couple trades coming out.
Oh, 2 from Animal Team.
Yes, absolutely. And one
AJ
in
slaying
Lamps.
out.
They know she's over there. They just have to clear the sky.
This guy, they know Cypher's going to be coming over from B. So 4v2 looking very good right now. Oh, 4v1.
Good shots there from Lachlan as he picks up that kill. And they know where he's at now. They just got to play this together.
They are surrounding him.
And Little Ben cleans up the final round.
Currently 8-0 right now. I mean,
yeah, he is
is
having a
killing
field day. That's what I like to call that. Yeah, and everyone doing their job so far. I mean, everyone, the love is getting spread around here.
And I think you notice at this point with the econ coming out from Evie that she has all this money. So even if they end up losing this round or just some people dying, they're definitely gonna have money to buy back those weapons they lost. right now it's really up to Esporterz to find a way to break this attack right now. Our Camp Hill's been doing just such a great job of, switching it up, going from one site to another, and really not letting them catch on to any rhythm or pattern.
And we do have 2 ults here on the side of Esporterz. I would anticipate we're going to see one of those this round.
Draw comes in. Smoke comes down, but a little too late. Already on site. Ooh. And that's the danger that you play sometimes when you do these 5-stack pushes, that you don't clear one of the lanes. Oh, but as I say that, 4v2 becomes a 2v2 quickly.
Atlee absolutely feeling himself this round. Picked up the 4K.
What a clutch! What a
Wow.
clutch! Absolutely disgusting. Clip that, chat.
What a round from Atlee.
Just took
Oh my
4
gosh.
down. That was that was absolutely incredible. Good
Ice in his
aim.
veins.
Both duelists just trying to one up each other almost.
Absolutely.
Each and every round.
And those guys definitely do have a little bit of that friend rivalry, something that obviously you wouldn't have known or wouldn't have been familiar with, but those guys, they play a lot together. They're always pushing each other. They almost have like mini competitions with each other.
Absolutely.
So
Iron sharpens iron.
exactly. We're gonna see a 5-stack A short here.
Okay, we'll see. Ooh. Great Rays need to sort of split them up here and stop the momentum of the push from Esporterz. See the idea here. 2 flashes still coming out. I mean, not too much util totally used on Camp Hill's side.
Yeah, very tactical from Camp Hill here. Deciding not to waste a lot of util, maybe predicting that Esporterz was going to predict the 5-stack here, but Little Ben finds a good early pick.
I think it's important to point out one of the biggest uses right now that Camp Hill is using, the biggest resource, I should say, is their time. A lot of times, in lower level Valorant, you'll find teams just sort of running in, and when things don't work their way, they head in. But as I say that, Thunder just in lamps right now, takes down Brim, gets around to the sky, takes him out. Swinging for a third, gets his third. Now he's going for his fourth.
Oh my gosh. He wanted the 4th with the classic. He was feeling so good about himself. Evan does pick up the 3K though.
Yeah, as I was saying, the time, really using the time to your advantage, not going in when they aren't at an advantageous position with the smokes, not approaching, is just very fundamental, solid Valorant play right now.
Yeah,
Not a lot more to say.
Absolutely. And excuse me, this is one of those things that we've seen, not super often, but we've seen time and time again, where you're starting to get to a point in the game, right? We're officially kind of mid-rounds, especially on this first half, where Esporterz has to do something, and it kind of has to be right now.
Absolutely, yeah. In Valorant, the first half, you only get 12 rounds, so we're halfway through right now. So if they don't make a change really quick, it's going to go downhill very quickly.
Evie going to take a lot of damage from that grenade. She's able to get out pretty quick.
All right, Ben is picked. One of the first times this has happened.
Yes.
Normally he wins those.
Ooh, thought about using the KJ ult, but decides against it.
I understand that. I mean, you know that most of the team will already be rotating over at that time. You don't think you have the utility to hold it. I can understand that. Ooh, I like this sort of wait by Evan. He thinks they're going to try to get aggressive on them, but we'll see if that works out.
And Evan here kind of predicting the prediction a little bit. Potentially predicting that the Esporterz is going to predict the rotation, so just trying to hunker down in showers and see if he can't get a crazy angle. He is going to push up a little bit though.
Yes, I mean, showing none. I will. Very interested to see if they did get the rotate there. They did not. They are playing sound Valorant on Esporterz. They are sticking to their sights, not being too aggressive when they don't need to be.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the interesting thing about this push here is that Evie, or KJ, is all by herself here, so she could potentially find an angle on someone.
But they're going to have to push quickly. Ooh, but that is spiked down. Raze takes out Evie and Lamps, and I think that might have been a caster's curse right there.
I think so. Very quick chain of events that we just witnessed. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that all started with a pick onto Ben, so I think he's going to have to play a little bit more cautious this round, because I think that's the beginning of the end.
Absolutely. And we did say that if Esporterz were going to do something, they needed to do it that round, and they did. So all credit to those guys for For now it's the hard part. Now you can win the rounds. Now it's just taking all of this negative momentum that you've had and turning it back in your favor.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, yeah, belief out of nowhere is just very important. Just believing that you guys can win and do stuff is, yeah, it's very morale. Yeah, like we talked about earlier, very important aspect of Valorant. And now they have a bit of it back. They've shown themselves they can do it. So these next rounds should be hard. And especially last round, they weren't able to they were only able to take down one Esporterz person, which means that the gun economy-wise with the guns, Esporterz should still be fine.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is making this a very even fight. Even ults across the board as well. Kenji lurks up, killing Sham in tubes. In those tubes. Breach gets hit by Flash. Ooh, but Flashes too. It's really
Wow, Evan absolutely popping off this round so far. He has 2.
absolutely. They were he heard the sim beacon. They were so ready to go in, and he just immediately flashed them. Right now, it could get a little dicey. This Raze has been heating up, working on an ace, but just shut down by Evan.
Absolutely.
So it's not today. Maybe another round.
Maybe another round. And Esporterz still having 3 ults here. Camp Hill also having 4. If you're Esporterz, I would think you're using at least 1 this round. You really don't have a lot of time to wait anymore.
Absolutely. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the second Breach ult and the second Reyna ult
Yes.
from Evan and from Little Ben.
Yes.
So, I mean,
And Little Ben loves this Reyna ult. He is a big fan of it. He loves to go crazy with it. So
absolutely. I think this, oh,
quick 2 there from Evan.
just a complete dry swing. Both of them just waiting in main. I'm very surprised by that Raze. Could have had a great opportunity to use her rocket launcher to at least get 2 possibly there.
Absolutely.
Especially with how much our team is 5 stacking. I
Yes.
think that might be an idea for the Raze in the coming rounds.
And now I think Esporterz is probably just going to hold their ults here. Same with Camp Hill. And Little Ben doing a great job
Just perfect
picking up the
swing.
2K.
A perfect shot on that swing. Yeah, he had a stinger. They are, we have about 3 more rounds left. We'll see if Esporterz can do anything. Keep in mind that you do lose your ultimate at the end
Yes.
of the half, so they've really got to. We haven't seen too many. We've seen Fade ult come out and Sky ult come out, but for the other 3, we haven't seen any usage of that at all.
Yeah, and I feel like here with the Raze and with the Brim ult, I mean, you know, maybe you're taking a little bit of a gamble, but if you can pop either one of those ults and even get 1 or 2, you're already putting the tides in your
Running foul.
favor.
Absolutely. I think we saw a little birthday celebration, a little anniversary.
Yes.
All right, Breach. Same way that they pushed the other time, and I believe that round was pretty stellar. Oh no, that was the round that they lost because they didn't hit clear hookah.
Yes.
This time, Evan thinking about it, and Ray's helping out by throwing out early. Cypher's also there in hookah. This is the second time they've done this, and the second time it's gone wrong.
And now we're seeing a 1v5. Lachlan's got a lot of work to do if he wants to clutch this round.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, just can't control
No.
the spray.
Right, yeah, 146 on the Rays. That's gotta hurt. However, like we said, they tried the same push twice. The same exact thing happened. There was that slight adjustment from Evan, but I don't think he expected the Cypher as well as the Rays in
Yeah,
hookah.
correct. And honestly, what a big brain play from the Cypher there. You know, he's expecting, at this point, Esporterz has to expect a 5-stack pretty much every time.
Yeah.
And he knows that if he just, oh my gosh, slightly switches his location, that he can potentially get a couple picks, a couple
Absolutely.
trades, and he does exactly what he needs to do there.
Absolutely. And yeah, we saw exactly that. All right, fast again. 5 push through showers is very interesting. Knowing that Reyna has that ult, or the Raze has that ult. I'm surprised she's not using it too. I mean, we have 5-stacked almost every round. I'm surprised it's not coming out yet.
Yes, absolutely. I actually couldn't agree more. And now we have the Sky ult back up as well.
Or even Brim ult. I mean, Brim ulting in
Yes.
showers, you're not going to have anywhere to really go. So I'm very surprised by Esporterz not using either of their ults available to them.
And
And that
Evan
is just clean shots from Evan.
with the 4K. And now it's starting to get scary for Esporterz.
Esporterz, they're going to have to really dig deep, especially in this next round. 9-3 is, you are able to come back from there. I had a game the other day, we were able to crawl our way back in
Yeah,
competitive.
yeah.
But it's,
They don't call it the curse for nothing.
exactly.
again, man, like you just said, if I'm Esporterz, I don't care. Even if it's a waste, I'm taking a gamble. I'm either Raze ulting or Brim ulting showers or B long just to try to get some clears.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, to have these ults all round and all game, you really have to just use them. You know, every ability is important in Valorant. You know, using your abilities at the right time, and your ultimates are one of your biggest abilities. Oh, but that being said, last time that this happened, same sort of push with Reyna splitting towards A short. Little Ben does get picked again.
Yep.
So we'll see if this.
I believe last time this happened, Esporterz won the round.
This is exactly the case.
This could be good favors for Esporterz.
This could be. However, it is a little different because I believe last time we tried to wait and repush showers.
Yes.
And died. But this time, a little bit of a switch up. We're going B long onto B, so a good rotate potentially will confuse. But again, this will confuse Esporterz. But again, we know the ciphers here. We know we haven't cleared hookah yet. We'll see what the adjustment is.
And this time, Evan does make that adjustment, does see it. And finally, we see the Brim ult, but it's just too little too late, I think.
All right, I heard a call out that one of them in hookah.
Yes.
I don't know if they've taken him out. There's the Raze ult. Look at that.
I know exactly where.
And the Cypher ult. All
And
three
the
ults
all
got
three
used this
ults.
round.
But it is. Oh, I was gonna say, but it is Atlee.
Yes.
I was watching him in deathmatch. He does have incredible aim.
Absolutely.
There is no clutch that is too far gone.
No,
when he's on.
you know, if there's anyone that I would want in that position, it is Atlee.
Absolutely.
That is a player that knows how to dig deep and find wins. So.
Absolutely. And aim. All right, so now we get that switch 9-3 like we talked about. You know, normally it'll represent the switch between attack and defense. But contemporarily called the curse. We'll see if the curse comes into effect. I think by the way that they're playing, I mean, Raze is the only one with a lot of kill power on Esporterz right now. So they're going to have to find a way to really approach here. However, they were weaker on defense just because of their comp with the double initiator. So on attack, initiators, you know, thrive a lot more. So if they do quick aggressive hits and we're not ready for them, they could possibly roll over a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. And not having the Cypher here, I mean, obviously you have the KJ as that Sentinel, but I feel like the Cypher adds so much value to this map, covers so many angles that the KJ just really can't cover. I mean, obviously her turret is great for quick sound audio to know where players are, but those trips, man, they are really just, they're great when you have them, and when you don't have them, they're tough.
Absolutely. And I think to that point as well, even when KJ were to rotate, for those who don't know, if KJ moves out of her zone, her abilities won't work as well anymore. And when she takes them away, they're on a cooldown, unlike, Cypher's trip. So Cypher can just immediately rotate points. Oh, but we're getting into talking over the fight right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We have some action going on A. Evan picks up 2.
It's a few more A short. Oh, dry swings the sky, gets shot for it. Kenji, the enemy race, takes down Little Ben once again. Seems like that's his kryptonite. The only person I've seen him die to so far.
And this is a brother-sister duo that is still alive for Valhallan Camp Hill. So.
The sibling synergy.
Oh, man.
Caster Curse coming
and
out.
just like that, I caster cursed it.
However, both abilities out. Not too useful as a Sentinel, but you do have them. You're not getting them back next round, so you got to try to use them in some way. Doesn't go for it, just immediately hits Spike. That's a little unfortunate with that. Using your abilities as KJ is definitely very, very important. In any clutch situation, you have to use your abilities to the best thing.
Absolutely.
For example, I really like putting that the alarm bot in front of the box just to check if someone's there to clear that corner. Would have maybe enabled her to win that fight there.
Well, I feel like in that position, too, she could potentially put her turret behind her or somewhere towards that lamps kind of area just to make sure that she can't get flanked or the flank from lamps. So.
Absolutely, yeah. The whole idea is to have your utility where you're not looking. There's only 3 ways she could have looked. She had you have the way you look with your gun, and then you have your 2 abilities that look for you.
Yep.
But unfortunately, they weren't used. It led to a loss, but hopefully they'll be able to pick it up from now. This will be a big round, especially if they are able to win to ruin the economy rather than stacking how they did on their attack where they were able to stack so much money. Hopefully they'll take it down.
Absolutely here. And we actually see DeLachlan now sitting hookah, and he has a shorty, so he could favor potentially someone pushes him and doesn't clear corner. Looks like It's going to back out. We have some action going on A.
Or anything. Yep, a flash comes out. Sky flash comes out. Oh, he has completely been revealed. No one shot that haunt. This could be... I thought it could be big because everyone was revealed, but great counter abilities.
Yeah, the
Sky takes down 2.
Yeah, Sky doing great, though, to clean up a little bit of that deficit that Esporterz was facing this round.
That was very good. I mean, confused the team. They're so used to 5 pushing that they saw 3 in showers and they thought everyone was there. But the Sky comes in from A short to take that off angle. Right now, a 1v2. He does have a Spectre, so his gun is a little better. SMGs are better than pistols. Takes down Sham, unfortunately.
Yep.
A little bit of damage on those nades, but
And Atlee does what Atlee
just
does.
lines him up. Tay knocks him down.
Says, I know exactly where your head's going to be, and just shoots it.
And this is going to be now very tough for Esporterz. That was their buy round. They knew that they could buy better guns because our team had, Camp Hill had pistols, but we broke that. We were able to take that round, and now things are looking pretty dire for Esporterz. They're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, and I want to say too, Esporterz have absolutely woken up a little bit this second half. They've been doing a much better job at these gunfights and picking up kills, but at some point it's just too little too late, and obviously the game is not over yet, but they have a mountain to climb still.
Absolutely. I mean, going into this matchup, I think the composition really might have bitten them here, not having as knowing that you're going to be on defense first and running double initiator. You're really relying to take at least 5 to 6 rounds, which they just weren't able to do. So now, even on attack, like you said, could be correct, but just too little too late. That being said, I do like this. They are playing slow now. Before, they were really just rushing in, util dumping and trying to get on site with those Sky Flashes and the Fade Haunt. But right now, they're playing it slow, making a Camp Hill a little nervous.
Yeah, and we've seen some shots come out. Atlee actually on 5 health, so he's taking a lot of damage, but no kills yet on the side of either team. So
sounds like a sheriff shot to the head that
Absolutely.
normally 145.
And
Right.
this is
Okay,
where Camp
util's
Hill
coming out B.
Yep, and there it is. And Camp Hill can get a little antsy here, and now we're seeing it.
Yeah. All right, we'll see if KJ can get at least 1 pick here. As the Sentinel, you really need to either wait for your team, which she's doing a great job of right now, or just try to get a few picks.
Decides just to lurk in the smoke.
Here's the flash that comes out. Oh, taken down by the Raze. Now they know that the Raze is going to be coming too because they just killed Evie over there.
Yes, absolutely. And Evan, he hears someone.
They got time.
And I think that was a little bit of a lack of communication there. Both of them walked into the position where the other person knew an enemy was. So
Absolutely. Yeah, so it's, I mean, right now, if the Raze seems to be the biggest threat right now, if they're able to take her out, those should make the rounds easier. And I was going to bring this up a little earlier, but when you win 9-3, not taking your foot off the gas, I think is very, very important. You know, really just finishing the game when you can. But now we're in a position where that's not really the case. So we have most of the team has to half buy or only buy pistols or lower guns. Seems like Atlee here, though, believes in himself right now. Everyone else has no guns. He's the only one with one, at least on Camp Hill's side. So we'll see if he can make something happen with that.
yes, Atlee feeling great about himself. I know he's hungry for some of these kills. And we do see the turret go off. And let's see if Atlee dry peeks someone. I know he wants it. He's itching for it. You can see it.
You can
can
he's
see it
just
right
waiting.
now.
Shoots the haunt, very smart.
And gets wall banged. What a great shot there from Fade.
Incredible shot by Fade. But now it's opened up 5 versus 4. They know they're on B, or at least they're got a pick on B. But it sounds like the team's rotating.
Absolutely.
And I think that's very, very smart as well. Once you get that pick, you know that a lot of people have rotated over by that point. So now catching them sort of on the back foot, or catching Camp Hill on the back foot, very important. Gets the plant down. This is going to be a very difficult post plant to break. They don't have any guns. They don't have a lot of utility. But that being said, Omen finds a kill onto the Fade here, bringing it back to even. There's a few people lamps. We'll see how they're able to sort of push this and break this. Evan has all of his utility while 2 of his teammates go down. Now he's using it all. Would have liked to see that a little bit earlier to facilitate some of his teammates, at least surviving. or possibly getting some picks themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I feel like just a little bit of a lack of communication right there. Obviously, in the moment, you have some of that gunfight panic. It can be hard to calm some of that stuff, but yeah, I just feel like Evan used the util at the wrong time, like you said. And even though he had a great shot on the sky there, in a what was that, a 1v2 or a 1v3 scenario, that's tough to win that fight.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a little. Well, yeah, too little, too late. And for Esporterz, they have made this comeback 3 rounds, right? We've only won 1. They've had 3.
Yes.
So on attack, they've really had a lot of advantage. We'll see if they're able to sort of stop the bleeding right now from Camp Hill.
Esporterz is making this mountain a hill now.
Absolutely. No, they are crawling their way back, slowly but surely. We'll see. Raze has ult very quickly. We'll see. Unlike defense, if they're able to use it a little more often, a little more aggressively.
And you would think with how the Raze is feeling, especially too, that we would see that a little bit more, especially because now that she's getting a lot of kills, they're able to get that back a bit quicker. So.
Absolutely, but just for now, playing patient, playing smart. This is good fundamental Valorant. This is what you want to do. If an enemy's not committing utility or anything, you just want to hang out.
Absolutely.
Just keep watching.
And Little Ben there dry peeks B long and actually finds a kill. He saw 2 looking down him, but doesn't matter. He said, "I'm better," and that time he was.
Absolutely, and that's what Reyna does best. Take that 1v1 and use your dismiss to get away, and now he's all the way over. He was all the way over on A. As I say that, I look back, and he's back to B. But they are holding these sites well. Ooh, unfortunate teleport by Sham, just unlucky timing. Ben gets 1, Ben gets 2 more, and brings it to a 1v1. Atlee and Evan right now against the Raze. Raze does have ult, but not a lot of time on the clock.
I don't know if she has time to plan.
I believe the time to plan is like 4 seconds. So
Okay.
she still will, but
Not
I think she'll be
anymore.
afraid. Yeah, not anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
she does get it down though.
He does get it down. Oh, and she was at A. Wow, what a
Duped him.
play. Absolutely duped him. However, Evan and Atlee should be good to go. Initiator and Duelist is the purest killing. Oh, doesn't even need him.
Absolutely. I think Raze might have gotten a little hasty there. Maybe that little bit of that overconfidence and every right, that player's been playing amazing, especially on this offensive half for Esporterz, but the 2v1 I feel like you have to play a little safer.
Yeah. And even if you play that perfect, that is very difficult. Like I was saying, Initiator and a Duelist, or especially Breach. Breach has all you need to stun and to flash and to blind you and everything. Just works so well with those Duelists that can get in quickly, like Raze. So that was going to be a tough one regardless. That being said, again, stopping the bleeding right now. That they had guns. They did die. A few of them did die, so they lost some econ. But overall, back to a good spot. Only need 2 more rounds to really finish it off. If they can take a round here, that's really going to put all the pressure onto Esporterz. Is they're only going to have to lose 1 more round before it's over.
Absolutely. And in my opinion, you never want to be on match point. And especially in a game like this where you're doing such a great job at climbing back, you never want to let yourself get to that match point. It don't matter until the game is over, but match point is always daunting to try and come back from. So.
Absolutely. Only one small mistake, one small, outplay or misplay, and the game is just over.
Looks like we do have some contact B here. Ali has to back up. Great Raze grenade.
Yeah. Funnels them off.
Little Ben has the Reyna ult, and he's made it all the way through elbow.
I've got your trail.
Yes. We'll see how they're able to push. Evan right now, the Breach does have their full utility. Everyone does on this site. So, yep, there it is. It's the full ult to go in. Everyone's rushing in. That's just textbook. Stuns, flashes, mollies, just all the damage in the world. No one can see anything. Cypher's left in hookah. And there's 3. Ben is waiting with that classic to try to take down this Cypher. And he does. Simply incredible.
Yeah, and I want to really go back and highlight the timing on those ults. We saw Little Ben pick up that kill and use the evade to evade getting stunned by his Breach's ult. Absolutely phenomenal instincts there from Little Ben as he just read through it.
Absolutely. And yeah, right now, I mean, like we said, back against the wall here, this should be I don't want to curse them, but this should be the match. The enemy team shouldn't have too much ability. Actually, I take it back. They do. I misread the econ last round. So we'll see. This round. But
Oh,
that being
that's
said,
not a great
Sham
way to start.
absolutely not. Sham being the one to take out the Rays. Very interesting.
And they do have Cypher ult here. That ult can be very useful, especially on attack. But gotta get a kill to be able to use it. So
Big for it. And Cypher using his cam there every round. A lot of times in these gameplays, especially on.
And there goes the Cypher. It's a 3v3. Atlee has all. We could potentially see the Raze ult this round. Eevee holding in a very aggressive angle right on the side of Teleporter from B Long.
Do like this. They do know they've been going B main a little bit when the rotates haven't been working out. So I really do like this intelligent play. Allows the quick rotate over to A if they do go that way. But looks like most of the guys are positioned around B with Little Ben just staying on A right now. See, but patience is the key. They know that they have this. They know they have abilities. They're just waiting to see what the enemy team will do. Now the enemy team, to their point, can get in. They do have their flashes. They do have their smokes. As I say that, little bad,
Just
little
out
bad.
here absolutely feeling
Just
himself.
Just shooting the brains.
Oh my
my
gosh.
goodness. And that is it. An incredible performance and showing from Campbell. I mean, exciting. That was yeah. They mostly dominated, but there were a few rounds that gave us some pause.
Absolutely. All credit to Esporterz. They did their best to climb to battle back, but we talked about it earlier on, especially when it got to that 9-3 curse. It was just too little, too late for Esporterz.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, it comes to one of my favorite parts of the stream, which is when we get to interview some of the players.
Absolutely. So I believe I get to step out here for a little while you.
Yes.
I'll be back at the end. All right.
All right, and it looks like I'm gonna have the man himself, Atlee. Atlee, welcome up to the booth. And how are you feeling after that game?
Really good. I think it went very well.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to go back and highlight. You had an amazing 4-kill clutch round. What are you doing in those moments to really keep yourself calm and know that you can do those kinds of things?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I was just kind of like playing my game.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that kind of describes it a lot. You were locked in, ice in the veins, and you knew that's what you had to do to support your team. And finally here I want to ask about Esporterz had a little bit of a mountain to climb. And especially on attack, they were doing that a little bit. They were climbing that mountain. What was going on in your guys' comms to make sure that you knew the game wasn't over, that you guys just needed a round, and then you could start building on that momentum again?
I think we were just trying to stay calm and collected and just trying to give good comms and just play our games.
Absolutely. Well, Atlee, thank you so much for your time up here. Congratulations on your win. And we're looking forward to see more clutches from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Don't know who's coming up next. It looks like I'm going to have the IGL. Here it comes. Actually, it looked like Lachlan's going to come up. It's been a little while since we've had little Locke in the booth, but he's up here, Lachlan. Making your return to Smite. Starting to play with the big dogs a little bit. How does that feel, especially after coming back to Valorant after a little break?
It feels great, honestly. It's just like so fun just playing with all my friends again. It's just like I just have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk about that a little more. Playing with your friends, playing with your sister. What does that kind of do for this unspoken chemistry that you guys have that translates into the game?
Well, it's kind of like trying to be like better than each other.
Okay. That kind of sibling rivalry, if you will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Lachlan, we actually saw you play a pretty good game. What are you doing in your own time to make sure that your spot is solidified on this roster?
Just playing a bunch of ranked, playing a bunch of unrated, and stuff, practicing my aim, learning new tech, mechanics.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your win tonight, and hopefully we'll get to see more up in the booth.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Lachlan. It looks like I'm going to have Mr. Hot Hands Little Ben, talk to me a little bit about how you're feeling after that game.
I'm feeling pretty excited.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw you just pop off. I mean, I think like round 5 or something, you were like 10-0 or 9-0 or something. What does that do for you as a player to know that even though your rank hasn't been there, that you can hang with these guys and you can win these gunfights?
That makes me feel like I could like most likely rank up if I just like consistently play.
Absolutely, and I want to talk about a little bit here is, as a player, especially as a duelist main, you know you have teammates that can back you up. What is going on in your comms? What are you feeling that allows you to know that, okay, maybe I can take some of these risky swings or take some of these risky pushes?
Like Evan with Breach, he can like absolutely like stun and blind.
And there's one moment specifically that I want to highlight. There was one point later round in the game when you guys were on defense where you used ult, got a kill from elbow, and then evaded out of Evan's ult. Was that instinct? Was that planned? What was going on in your moment when you saw that?
I was like, uh-oh, he ulted, I got a free kill, and like, because Reyna's very
Yes, absolutely.
good, I just like, kind of dodged out of it.
Yeah, well, Little Ben, congratulations. What a great game you had tonight, and looking forward to seeing you more up here. All right,
you.
thank you. And here comes the man, the myth, the legend himself. Cue his
What's
music.
going on, good people?
Coach Ben, how are you feeling after some good Valorant tonight?
Wow, great Valorant tonight. Both teams taking home strong wins.
Oh, wow.
A 13-6 and a 13-3. You can't complain too much as a coach. That's all you really want to see. So
Absolutely. And Smite now moves to 2-0, and we're in a Swiss format, so matches are only going to get stronger and tougher for them for those guys. What are you doing as the coach to prepare them for those games?
yeah, I mean, today was a situation where a lot of the stuff I'm thinking in my head is, okay, what are we gonna do next round if we lose this round, or how are we gonna approach this round if we win, 3 in a row? So a lot of those things are going on in my head during the matches. Today it really was just whatever's working, just keep sticking with it. We kept 5-man stacking. It's something that we don't really try to do too often. A lot of times we're like, okay, after 4 rounds, let's fake and see how they react to it. Maybe we'll do this, but we're not getting our pushes stopped on attack.
No.
And being a team that typically picks defense and going onto attack like that and just literally running down sight and it working. I mean, there's no reason at that point to switch it up. I got to see a little bit of the defense. Obviously, the defense, we could work a little bit here and there. Obviously, some stuff. But overall, it was good. I think in terms of what is to come and how we're going to kind of handle these matches moving forward, a lot of the teams we've faced before. So, as a coach, I kind of already know what to expect coming from those teams. It is going to be a matter of taking the little things that I see this week and weeks prior and kind of just reinforcing the mechanics and stuff that we've been working on.
Absolutely. And something that I know is, these rosters they're always up in the air. You've talked about it a lot. Obviously, we've talked about it behind the scenes, not really as much up here. But is there anyone you saw tonight that really stood out, that really made a difference? And that could be for Nitro's game or in Smite's game.
Yeah, no, for sure. When we kind of take a look at Nitro's game, unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see it. But Will, man, these past couple of weeks, Will has just been a crazy factor in our matches. Again, Big Ben has also just been a huge factor, really honing in on his initiator skills, really just setting up his teammates for perfection. And we look at Smite, adding Sham to the roster, Sham being the lower rank player of the team, still able to kind of, go with the group and assist where it's needed. A lot of it for him, this season is going to be a really developmental and saying, okay, this is where, we kind of need to work on our skills. But to get the experience now of playing against these higher level teams is only going to benefit him in the future. So as you said, anybody is really up for grabs for any team, any position.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Ben, thank you so much for your time up here. Obviously, it's always a pleasure to have you up here. And of course, we always look forward to watching more Valorant. So we look forward to that.
Alrighty.
All right. And just like that, Coach Harrison is going to join me back up here for the outro. Coach Harrison, I'll end it with, I'll ask you the closing question here. What did you think about the Valhallan Campbell, our teams. Give me the general consensus of
Wow.
how you felt about our arena.
Oh, right. Wow. A lot of thoughts. I've had some time to think
Absolutely.
about it and sleep on it. But I think it's really well run. I think the dedication from each of the coaches is pretty incredible. And I think that filters down to the students as well. You know, you kind of have to have sort of both people being very involved with it. I think it's very structured. Everyone comes in and knows that they're here to game and really learn and play. And even the guys who are playing Fortnite today, those lessons and stuff, really just learning about communication and just the fundamentals and things like that are just really important, not only in gaming, but just, you know, throughout the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
But I think you guys do it. I can see why this Valhallan is so successful. I can see why there's so many banners around everywhere. It's definitely a great place, and I'd recommend it if anyone's in the south,
Central PA.
Central PA,
area?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
around Harrisburg. You guys should definitely
Absolutely.
come out and see it. Or if you're around Somerset,
Come out and see
come
Somerset,
and see Somerset. See how we do
which
it.
is going to be the arena manager where you're at. So,
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So, and with that being said, everybody, of course, I want to thank Harrison for coming up here.
And thank you for having me.
Of course, absolutely. And, well, thank all of you guys for coming out, for supporting us, whether that's through your kids or coming in chat or however it is you support your local Valhallan. Please continue to do that. And from myself, Coach Christian, and everybody at Valhallan Camp Hill, thank you guys so much, and good night.